Okay, in 7.3, we are looking at the idea behind gene linkage and gene mapping. I had already mentioned a little bit about this when we were talking about one of the previous chapters and the crossing over and talking about how, like, if they're close together, you're not going to be, if genes are close together on the same chromosome, they're not usually going to be separated. So that's what this is getting more into. The person that had done the work on this was Thomas Hunt Morgan, and he was working with fruit flies. Morgan found that linked genes are on the same chromosome. Chromosomes, not genes, assort independently during meiosis. So that was one change to Mendel's principles that that ended up happening. Is Mendel just said that it was genes that assorted independently. Now we know that it's chromosomes that assort independently. The other thing is that chromosomes are made up of a group of linked genes, is the other thing that Morgan really ended up stating. So he again was working with fruit flies. So linked genes are not inherited together every time. Chromosomes exchange homologous genes during meiosis, during crossing over, which we've already talked about. So that's what it's just showing you down below. The linkage maps estimate the distance between genes. The closer together two genes are, the more likely they will be inherited together. Crossing over frequencies are related to the distances between the genes on that same chromosome. So linkage maps show the relative location of genes, and that's what you see here in the picture below. Is it showing on that chromosome 2, here's where they believe these genes are located at for the fruit fly. So crossing over frequencies can be converted into map units. Gene A and gene B cross over 6% of the time. Gene B and C cross over 12.5% of the time. Once again, you look at that 6, they need to be closer. 12.5, they should be further. Gene A and C cross over 18.5% of the time. So again, they should be even further, and then you can go and put all of those things in there and see here's where they should fall on this chart. So that is the end of the notes for section 3.